So this commentary was partially inspired by a Facebook post that I stumbled upon about a year ago. The official Halo Facebook page created this post and I noticed something a bit strange. This is when they first showed off the new Warzone map Apex 7, but at the bottom of the post, the headline says, Halo 5 new Warzone map is biggest ever, inspired by original Halo. See, that caption was odd. Shouldn't Halo 5 itself be inspired by original Halo because it's a Halo game? Shouldn't the entire game be influenced by original Halo instead of just one map? With that being said, I'm sure you read the title of this video. So before you write me off as a hater, hear me out. I understand that 343 can create Halo games. They created Halo 4, the MCC, and even Halo 5. Of course they can make Halo games. But when I say they can't make Halo games, I'm talking about the process and design decisions in doing so. When 343 create Halo games, they totally disregard what the entire series has done in the past, and that's where my main dissatisfaction with the developer arises. It's like 343 don't use the Halo franchise as a reference for making Halo games, but instead they look at what everyone else is doing in hopes of satisfying their existing fan base. Well, I think that design mentality needs to change. I think 343 need to start using the Halo franchise as a reference rather than falling into the gaming trends that seem to be taking over in the gaming industry. The best example of this would be Halo 4. Instead of making a true Halo game that catered to the Halo community, 343 changed it and made a Halo game that catered to the COD community. 343 added perks, kill streaks, a creative class system, loadouts, and even kill cams into their multiplayer. Even Halo 5 continues this trend of deviation in its gameplay by adding enhanced ability mechanics, weapon attachments, camos, ADS, clamber, slide, and even an in-game system built around microtransactions. See, this is a problem. Why is a Halo developer using Call of Duty as an influence in game design when they should be using previous Halo entries as an influence to come up with an even better sequel instead? Yes, I know, Halo 5 actually attempts to use more influences from the Halo franchise overall, but personally, I don't think it's enough. It's going to take more than just equal starts to competitive focus to make Halo a Halo game once again. But even outside of a gameplay perspective, 343 are still doing it wrong, and I'm going to try to convince you why I think so. Let's imagine a toolbox, a Halo toolbox if you will, and among the many different tools inside the Halo toolbox, you'll find features, assets, and content from every traditional Halo game. For instance, one tool might be a wrench game mode from Halo 3 called Infection, another tool might be a screwdriver labeled Split Screen, there could even be a tool that would put elites in matchmaking, yet if you keep digging deeper and deeper, you could even come across another tool titled Proper Veto System from Halo Reach, along with a variation of other community favorite features from every single Halo game. Imagine how many potential tools would be in this box. This is the Halo toolbox 343 could use to craft the perfect Halo game. They could take the best tools or features from every single Halo game and use them to create the greatest Halo of all time. Things like map layout, music, art style, content, vehicles, literally every best feature that you could think of would be in this toolbox. But instead of doing that, 343 would say, to hell with the idea. 343 grabbed only a select few tools out of the Halo toolbox and threw what was remaining in the rest of the box out of a fucking window. This is my gripe with 343 as a developer. They aren't using the Halo franchise to its full potential, and most of all, they aren't taking advantage of the content and features that made Halo games so unique to the community. A couple months ago, there was actually an interesting article discussing Gears of War 4 and the map design process, and it relates to the exact concept that I'm trying to convey. In this article, Gears 4 lead multiplayer designer Ryan Clevin talks about the direction and thought process in which they are designing the multiplayer round. Here's what Ryan had to say. On the whole, the team is looking at Gears Judgment a lot to try and understand what players didn't like about the game and to ensure that they don't make the same mistakes again. At the same time, they will also be considering the things players did like about the Gears games, all of them, and try to hit those same high notes with the new title. See, this mentality is perfect. Gears Judgment strayed from the Gears formula just like Halo 4 and 5 strayed from Halo, but instead of continuing that trend, they took a step back, evaluated why that game went wrong, fixed it, and then decided to take the best features from every Gears game and incorporate them into Gears 4. Okay, great, awesome. Why can't 343 establish a similar mentality when it comes to making Halo games? The Coalition is trying to create a true Gears game. They're trying to win over that specific Gears audience, whereas I couldn't even begin to tell you what audience 343 is trying to win over sometimes, but just think about it for a moment. Imagine if 343 used this mentality when designing their Halo games. Imagine if they took the strongest tools from every Halo game and incorporated them into Halo 5's design. This means Halo 5 would have launched with split screen, Halo 5 would have launched with social playlists, Halo 5 would have had playable elites and matchmaking, Halo 5 maps would have a variation in art style, Halo 5 would have featured a file browser at launch, Halo 5 would have had Firefighter, Spartan Ops since the very beginning, Halo 5 would have had a better competitive ranking system, and Halo 5 would have as twice as many maps and modes that it does now. I would even say that Bungie used this mentality in making their Halo games. First they created Halo CE, the first Halo game, and started it all, of course. Then
They built upon that foundation by creating Halo 2, fixing the balancing issues in Halo CE, while also revolutionizing console multiplayer. Finally, they made Halo 3, which built off Halo CE and Halo 2, adding Forge mode and innovative community features like theater mode and content sharing, and a surplus of innovative game modes like Griffball and Infection. And even considering controversy with Reach, my point still stands. Bungie still used prior Halo as a foundation for the newer ones. They were consistent with their Halo games, and consistency is key. But no, 343 aren't worried about using previous Halo games as a toolbox to craft an even better Halo. Instead, they're trying to change the formula. They're too worried about creating a Halo game that's fast, everyone running, sprinting, clambering, and Spartan charging their way around the sandbox. A Halo game that caters to the likes of enhanced mobility mechanics found in shooters such as Call of Duty, Titanfall, and Destiny. They're so stuck up with the idea of innovating gameplay mechanics when in reality, in previous Halos, it was fine. That was what the community loved about Halo. So why change something that was already perfected and so familiar with the Halo community? Instead of wasting your time on the idea of refining the already perfect formula of the Halo franchise, commit that time to creating game modes and content along with community features for your game at launch. Like I said, personally, I don't think 343 are using the Halo franchise to its full potential at all. There are so many experiences and game modes that were fostered to help grow the community. There are so many simple yet innovative ideas that Halo 5 has yet to even adapt in its multiplayer design. Halo 5 didn't even launch with a restart button in its campaign mode. Halo 5 didn't even feature campaign scoring. In fact, there's even one specific game mode that hasn't been added to multiplayer, and here's the kicker. What if I told you Call of Duty actually stole a game mode from the Halo franchise? About a week ago, I hopped on Black Ops 3 to play with some friends, only to find myself playing a supposed new game mode Treyarch hyped up to be called Fractured. But because of my familiarity with the Halo franchise, I realized that this game mode is a mere Headhunter clone, the game mode created in Halo Reach. And I literally mean it. This game mode is ripped straight from Halo Reach in its truest form. Headhunter, collect skulls from dead enemy players and place them into deposit zones. Fractured, collect core files from dead enemy players and place them into fracture zones. The crazy thing about this is that the COD community loves this mode, yet they have no idea where it even originated from. Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad that 343 weren't even fully capable of realizing they had a gem of a game mode right under their nose? Whether you disliked Headhunter and Halo Reach is besides the point. It just goes to show how 343 aren't fully utilizing Halo to its full potential. And it makes things worse if you consider that another franchise stole this idea out of nowhere. The funniest part is that this community even made an attempt to put Headhunter back into Halo 5. Check out this Reddit post. Anybody else miss the Headhunter game mode from Halo Reach? A community requested game mode didn't even make it back into the game, and to top things off, it was stolen and made a success by the likes of Treyarch and Call of Duty. Since 343 aren't utilizing the Halo franchise to its full potential, I would also say that this incompetence is actually hurting the community. Halo is too inconsistent, and the fan base has no idea what to expect within the next sequel. What is 343 going to take out this time? What is 343 going to change next? How do you think the COD community would feel if Treyarch didn't include a Zombies game mode? How do you think Gears fans would feel if the Coalition removed active reloads from the game? Those communities would kick and scream and rage, and that's exactly what Halo fans have been doing for the past couple of years. This makes many Halo fans uneasy, and here is your answer to all the "why is the Halo community so toxic" discussions. Is because the game is not being used at its full potential. They are letting the fan base down when they don't fulfill our expectations. On the top of my head, the biggest and most controversial thing removed from Halo 5 might be split screen. 343 removed it entirely, and did you see all the outrage? Did you see how upset much of the community was? And even if you don't care about split screen or any of the other features I mentioned in this entire video, it's still a matter of respect. But here's the bottom line. You 343 come to take over this beloved franchise, and you don't consider what we, your fans, love most about this franchise. These are our expectations. Split screen is an expectation. A working file browser is an expectation. A bug-free game is an expectation. A game with content is an expectation. When I boot up a Halo game, I, along with other members of the community, expect these things, and you 343 need to fulfill your fans' expectations if you expect to create a successful Halo game in the future. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like, share, comment your thoughts and concerns in the video, and as always, be sure to subscribe to Weapons Grade for more content about the future of Halo and gaming in general. Peace.
Game over. it. I like it.